Okay, fine. So in the last class, we have discussed about values. So what do you mean by value? So value is nothing but a can be any type of data. Basically, value is a data. What do you mean by data? So data is nothing but a information of the health thing. So the information or the data can be anything, either it can be a name, address, age, phone number, or alphanumerical characters, anything. So that's what we call it. Even the special characters as well. That's what we call it as the values of the health thing. So that's what do you mean by variable? Variable is nothing but a container for storing the values or to hold the particular data. And like it acts like a storage class, storage the act ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, so that you can store your data using the variable. So why should we name a variable? So that we can recognize when the variable recognize ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ it helps. So that's the reason why we should have to name a variable. So what are the three ways to declare, or what are the uh, rules to declare or naming a variable? So variable name should start with the alphabets only. It can be a small letter case or uppercase letter, or else it shouldn't start with numbers. Numbers in the start ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, or else there are only two special characters allowed, which are there. What are the two special characters that are allowed in while naming the variable? One is dollar sign and the underscore, right? And keywords are not allowed. So what do you mean by keywords? Keyword is nothing but they are the reserved words on the head. Like if else function switch, return. So these are all the keywords. So simply we cannot publicly or freely now use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು we cannot declare a variable, or we cannot store any kind of data using that particular keyword use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು I cannot store any kind of data. That's what we call as a keywords are not allowed on the condition. And then camel casing allowed. Camel casing is allowed. So what do you mean by camel casing? So camel casing is nothing but if any variable containing two words, see even my and the name, both are the two words and both have a different meaning, but you have to combine them to store any kind of data. For example, my name is equals to I'm storing my name as a Manoj. So that instead of using my only the name, I'm going to store it in a my name and proper on sentence ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. But so ಇದರ ಎರಡು ನೇಮ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ you cannot use space na use ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆನಾ? It has to be a single name ಇರಬೇಕು. You cannot use space in between the variable name. So that's the reason why I should we go with camel casing. Camel casing nothing but the first words starting capital and smaller baritir, and after that the second words you start with the capital. That's what we call it as a camel casing. Or else you can go with the underscore as well. Both are fine, and it's completely up to your convenience, right? And what are the three ways to declare a variable? Var, let, and const. Right? So where ಯಾವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? It's introduced in JavaScript ಯಾವಾಗ evolve ಆಯಿತು ಅವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. And then ES5 is the version of the JavaScript where later it got changed, right? So later we are changed the later ನಾವಿನ್ನ where ಇಂದ let ಮತ್ತೆ const ಗೆ ನಾವು shift ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. So and who drop with those things? Even the developers drop with those things, right? So while values can be mutable or can be changed, when you declare any variable or you have if you have stored any kind of data using var or using var keyword, see var name equals to Manoj, right? It can be mutable. So mutable means it can be changed, right? Or else it can be changed later. So when data update ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. So that's the reason why I should go with var name equals to Manoj, and then here I'm updating the value, right? Updating value update. I don't need to use var. ಅದು ರೀಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಶಿವ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ರೀಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೀಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು just value update ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. And then I'll take almost you can be change the particular data, update the value n number of times. It's completely your wish, right? And as I said, it can be redeclared using the same variable name. What's my variable name, right? Here I'm declaring the same variable name. Redeclare using the same variable name. How do we see the output? Using console.log, right? And that's the next thing, which is like introduced in modern JavaScript, right? Let's modern JavaScript ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? It's from year 6 in the year 2050, right? ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಾವು ಲೆಕ್ನ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ we started using those things. And then ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ redeclaration not possible, but which update or mute the values, right? Values now update ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದ, we can mute the values as well. Values is nothing but the data, right? Right, my name equals to Manoj, my name equals to Shivu, and here I'm updating the value, but redeclaration is not possible. And then my age, you can store anything as I said, and then again I'm printing the value, and then third one is the const. There are three ways, as I said, let, var, and the var, let, and the third one is const. So const is simply stands for a constant value center, just like something which cannot change. Like for example, if you have pi equals to pi the value is 3.14. So this is constant and it's not going to change. So ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದ್ರೆ or any kind of data I don't want to update one more time, I don't want to mute that value, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, equal to it's not immutable, it's immutable. I'm sorry, it's immutable. Sorry, my bad English. Constant. So immutable, and then value cannot be changed. So value na change ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ mute ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. And again, along with that, redeclaration is also not possible. You can see here, it's going to throw an error because I'm going to value change ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So that's the reason why you cannot get the proper output. It's going to throw an error called syntax error ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. Syntax error means, what do you mean by syntax? So syntax is nothing but the rules and regulations that are set for writing a program. Right? Take a definition for syntax. Simply syntax is nothing but the rules for writing the code. So you can say it as a protocol of the code. Rules for writing the code. So the proper way you code ಮಾಡಿ. So you cannot simply use all those things. That's that kind of things. The next thing is, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಶಿವರಾಜು? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆನಾ? Okay, fine. So the next concept is data types. Data types in JavaScript. So as I said, what do you mean by data? So data is nothing but what do you mean by data? So data is nothing but information, any kind of strings, numbers, anything. So data types ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದೆ JavaScript ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So the data types JavaScript ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, let's go one by one. So what are the data types that we have? Number, and second one is number string, second one is boolean, the more things undefined, and the fifth one is null. These are the main 5 types of data types. 5 types of data in JavaScript that we usually use or the usually we handle with. So what is number antandre? Any kind of numbers, any number, floating point of it, including the floating points. So floating point antandre decimal points anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So it's like just 3.14 or 0.67 or 9.69, anything which has decimal points, we call them as a numbers. So including ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, C ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, it has two kinds of data type, ಯಾವುದು int ಮತ್ತೆ float ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So where int takes only the integer data types or integer numbers, which means they don't have floating point numbers. So floating point ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ you have to go with the float only, right? So let's see an example for this things. Number one example ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. First one is number data type. So first, what we have to do? We have to declare one variable. So what's the way to declare variable? Let, var, let or const. I'm going to declare using let. So let num, which is my variable name, let num equals to 10. That's it. And then you can log. Your browser. And here you can see the thing called inspect. Here you can see the output. Now you are getting the output called 10, which you have stored in the number known variable stored value in the SQL. And then, as I said, we can store the floating point number as well. So I'm going to take let pi value ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. Let pi value. So here you can see the camel casing. Pi value equals to 3.14. You can see the output. Log. So every time you don't have to need to type console on the type ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. Log to the console and then pi value. Okay. The browser refreshes it and then just 3.142. Right. And then, as I said, values can be mutable. So I'm going to mute 10. Num equals to 100 and half. 100 of 1000. Change that. Right? Value has been updated. Then the update value. That's it. Right? This is with respect to number. This is with respect to number, and then let's take a look on another data type called string. So what do you mean by string? So string is nothing but a sequence of characters which are enclosed in a single quotes or double quotes, or one more thing is like backticks. These are three ways to store a string values. Right? So I'm going to comment these things. Store a string. Take store method inside a single quote, double quotes, and the backticks. Right? So then you get Python triple single quotes, triple double quotes. These are all either. But in JavaScript, single quotes, double quotes, and the backtick. So the backticks and the tab ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಬಟನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಬಟನ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಬಟನ್ ಇದೆ, that's what we call it, backticks ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Backticks, right? And so my name equals to Manoj, right? And then I'm going to log now with a string, right? So there is I'm going to do something called concatenation. So concatenation is nothing but joining the two strings or joining the two values. So here in console.log, I'm writing a default or name is, but I'm not going to write Manoj, but dynamically Manoj. I'm going to concat this Manoj, or I'm going to use this value Manoj outside of the string using plus symbol. So that plus symbol is used to concatenate. So concatenation is nothing but joining the two or more values, right?
Okay.
That's what we call it as concatenation. So my name is, I'm going to use a variable name, my name, right? And then you can see the output. Go back and subscribe. My name is Manoj, right? I'm going to concat one more thing. Age and let my age, and then here we have if I have to concat it to one more value, what you have to do? You have to join the another. Here you can see here. So when I doubts and we have to approach.
Sure.
And my name is Manoj and my age is, again I have to concatenate. I'm not going to write 23 here. I'm going to write and my age and variable name. I'm going to concatenate that and see the output. It says my name is Manoj and my age is 23.
Manoj, actually ನಮ್ಮ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ.
ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬರೀ ನೀವು ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ ಇವಾಗ? ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. Okay, okay, sure. Now ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
Okay, this is just ಅದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. So ಇದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು? So
ನಂಬರ್
this is
ಕಂಡಿಲ್ಲ,
just
ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್
ನಂಬರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದೆ
ನಂಬರ್
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಕಾಣಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದು.
ಓಕೆ ಸಾರಿ ಮಚ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಗಮನ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ನೋ ವರೀಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಐಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಸೊ ನಂಬರ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಲೈಕ್ ನಮ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು 10 which is an integer value. Is an integer it's an integer value. Sorry, I'm not well today. It's an integer value, and then here you can see the integer value as well. See, this is the integer value. This is the decimal value, or we can say it as a floating point number ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಓಕೆ,
And in the
ಓಕೆ,
string name, my name is Manoj and my age is 23. Here you can observe one thing. In the string name bandide, this is my entire string. My name is Manoj and my age is 23. Here you can see the number. Here number is bit colored in a bluish or purple, you can say. But whenever I concatenate number with string, it's going to treat this 23 as a number. I mean, sorry, string.
ಓಕೆ.
Okay. Right? So difference ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಯಾಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ?
So ಇವಾಗ if you wanted to check whether what type of data that you have used or what type of data that you have passed, ಯಾವ ತರ ಡೇಟಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವ ತರ ಡೇಟಾನ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ there is a important number to check what the method is type of operator ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. It's called as type of. So why do we use that? To check the type of the data that we have used in our input. So let's check the pi. Here you can see type of, and then hit enter, regular space, and then you can check again type of. So the first thing is number and string. Manoj and my name is 23. So don't worry about that.
ಓಕೆ,
Okay. So I'm going to show that. Yeah. Wait. So my age is obviously number and something because 23 have close. But if I pass similar double quotes, so ನಾನು 23 similar double quotes enclose ಮಾಡಿರುವಾಗ ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು? Now I will get the whether I'm going to get a number or string.
ಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಐತಿ.
Why? Because strings are enclosed in a
Double quote.
closed brace. Double quotes that's it. Number, string, and the string. That's it. So number and the string. I hope you got both the data types. Okay, fine. I think concatenating one more thing. Number and the string and the number. So next thing which is Boolean. So have you heard about what you mean by Boolean? Boolean is nothing but they are the conditional statements. You can say not conditional, but they are the true or false values of the head. True or false. What's called as a Boolean value. So I'm going to declare a variable. Let married or not. So,
Married.
Suraj, are you married or not? I hope you are not married. You are married, huh? Okay. So married or not yet? Okay, he's married. He's married. He's married.
Okay.
And then he's married. These kind of statements. So these are statements that are true or false. Like space in space in India. This is false.
Yeah.
Right? So not staying in India. So
Yes.
log. He's married. He's married. So what will the output? True. Yes, you are married. That's true. And space in India log. This is false.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you have to, if you want to check the type of the data that you have passed, whether true or false, ಯಾವ type of data there's a boolean type of data. Type of is says it's a boolean value, right?
Okay.
Then it is. And then boolean on the next row and right? So variable which is not defined, which is declared but not assigned, which is not assigned data of value. It's called considered as an empty variable which don't have any kind of data, which is undefined data.
Okay.
Variable, but I'm not storing any kind of data. So you data store right? Typically I use equals and store some kind of like lines or store, right? But then I'm not storing any kind of data here. And then if I use log, and then the address, see, which is not
Okay.
defined like that. And if you want to check the type of the address, undefined.
Okay.
Undefined is also type of the data type. But if I update the address with address right, the variable and also the data, and the type of the data is string. That's fine,
Okay.
yeah. So we move on to the
Okay.
next thing, which is undefined, and the next thing is null. Null. So null ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ something empty, something intentionally kept to null value, or you can set as zero. But typically, zero is a type of a number, but you don't want to keep zero. You have to keep that particular container for a empty state. Like empty repeated here it's an empty, but it shows the type of data it shows it's an undefined type of data. That's also right.
Okay.
Then null, intentionally are keeping that particular variable to null. Right? Let's see let's use even null and undefined or built-in functions or built-in data types or built-in types, built-in values. You can say anything more. So if you want to check the type of the null, not type of the null is object, right? So this is one of the pros and cons. It's not a pros, it's a cons in JavaScript. Whereas so null not empty value, but object ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾನು last introduction class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ object oriented program explain ಮಾಡಿದೆ. So object is nothing but something like which has some key and value pairs or it contains some values. But whereas number null ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, it's a const, or whereas the whole coding community of JavaScript is not ready to accept this. The type of the null is object because object has some values or some kind of data, but null ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ, it doesn't contain any kind of data. So the object ಅಂತಾನೆ ಇದೆ. So don't worry about that. So null value ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಯೂಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. The type of the null is object. ಇವನು ನಿಮಗೆ ತಲೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆನಾ? Okay, fine. So can I give you an exercise?
Okay, Manoj. But Manoj, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ.
Yeah.
ಹಲೋ.
Tell.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? ಅದನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ ನೀವೊಂದು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಮೈ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಏಜ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ನಾವು ಮಿಡಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
Yeah, you can give underscore anywhere. So let underscore my name is also fine, and then let
ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ
you are in the beginning of the variable.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop it here. So and I will share the video link. Please note coding and then please work on these things. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Manoj, one minute actually.
ಸೊ ಝೂಮ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ 45 minutes ಏನೋ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 1 minute ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ ಈಗ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಓಕೆ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಲಿಂಕ್.
Okay.
Still have any doubts?
Okay. No. Okay. Got it.